Hey Rum, welcome back to another repair. Today we've got a 1707 that has been attacked by the bedroom nightstand. Apparently this has gone flying off the bed and it will now not power up. So this is going to be an interesting one. Interesting too that the person's actually said, it went flying off the bed. Often with phones we get told that they get attacked by the nightstand and magically break and supposedly just magic. Anyway, let's get to it and see what we can do. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is see if we've got any power coming up. So we're going to plug in our chipmunk, plug in our power, see if anything comes up. Anything? Have I got power? Wow, nothing at all. That is a serious nightstand attack. Have I genuinely got power here? Flip this over. Also nothing. Try this side. Nothing. Nothing. This is so weird, I'm going to have to test my connector. Yeah, okay, so we've got power coming through the meter. Okay, now we've got 5 volts. What's going on here? Yeah, just 5 volts, 150 all around. Okay, so yeah, not even getting 20 volt negotiation going on. Let's open it up, have a look. We've got a bit of a battery puff situation going on there, I think. Not entirely unusual for a machine this age. Oh yeah, airbag has deployed. There. Okay, so lots of airbags deployed. This has had rework done to it before. I can see, or at least I think so. And the top thing's missing. We've got corrosion. We've got missing fan shrouds. We've got a replacement fan. We have got marked Wi-Fi connectors. Crikey. This thing's seen a bit of work. I'm going to say that someone's reheated around here for some reason. I swear we've got a cap missing down there. I can tell the fan has been replaced because... Actually, not the fan, this is the microphone, I think. There's still a little blue peel-off plastic adhesive tab. No point trying to do any further diagnosis without us first taking the board out. It's definitely going to need a decent visual inspection. Someone's been at it with a screwdriver that isn't really appropriate for the task, and they've rounded out a lot of the sockets on the screws. Oof, yeah. The classic area on these machines for failure is all along this edge here, and I can see that they've been working at that. I can see there's a... What the hell? There are actual literal bits of circuit board missing. What is going on with this machine? Well, what we're looking at here is entirely normal for this particular model. They get a whole lot of junk running up the side here, and it takes a fair bit to repair them. Oh my goodness. But this has been repaired before and not washed afterwards, so this is actually all flux, and the environment that the person's using this in seems to have some sort of dust and stuff like that, which is entirely normal, but you can see it's mixing with the flux. And given this, this has definitely got to go for a swim in the ultrasonic. So now we've got to find out where the real fault is versus whatever else is going on here. So it kind of looks like they did a bit of a flux and boil. I wonder if they're a person who's been watching watching my work. Since we are not getting 20 volts, we're going to assume for the moment that it's something to do with the CD3215s. That cap is not even actually... That cap is not even soldered on the board properly. Yeah, that's just It's basically floating above the board, resting on the pad top. And there's all flux under there. Ugh. What the fuck? Okay, so what the hell? So this trace, okay, that cap is probably nicely shored by the looks of it, has burned itself up, I'm guessing. It's just fried itself from the board. Look at that. So a tremendous amount of heat has gone through this, and it became a fuse. We will come back to that fused trace and examine where it's going. Is that a frickin' hole? That's a hole in that. That's a hole in the SMC, it looks like. Unless someone put a pair of tweezers through it. That looks like a hole. And that's been knocked, pulling its pad up there. And we can see that the person has tried to brush the flux away. Oh, shite. Okay. So what's happened? What the hell? Okay, so this is a current sense resistor, and this is the current sense voltage differential amplifier. So what's happened here is something's just very much shorted through and burned the living daylights out of here. So really at this point I am thinking this machine is going to be data recovery only, because if we've got this sort of damage here and that trace burning off like that, then there's probably going to be a lot of internal damage going on somewhere. Question is how? And look at that. To be fair, that kind of looks like that's pre-worked. Like you can see the brushing, like someone's been there, brushed that away. Okay, I think we're getting a picture now of what's happened here. Looking at this, what's happened is when the laptop was dropped, this moved forward, made contact with perhaps that or something like that. Mind you, that's pretty crazy. There was something there that it contacted with, and it just burned the daylights out of everything. It's so impressive. Terrifying, but impressive. That okay, and we've got this here. That's burnt. Something has rattled around, but what? What rattled around? Blown out there. Blown there. What in the flip fell in this laptop to cause this? Oh, wow. Either that or some massive, holy crapola. Every time I think, oh yeah, okay, maybe we got to the end of it. I mean, look at the melt on those. There is nothing subtle about that. That is a tremendous over-voltage, overpower situation. How this machine did not catch on fire is in itself a question that probably will never be answered. That is impressive. Things have just blown right out of the board. Holy shit! Have you ever seen a capacitor do that? Have you ever seen one do something like that? What hit this machine? It's like, really, what struck this machine? It melted the ceramic, has caused the metal within there to bead up. What else are we going to find? And like I said, the question is, what? It is looking more like, okay, there's another hole. This is looking more and more like, it's almost like a lightning strike. And there, and there. I don't even know if data will be recoverable from this. And there, I mean, look at that. That's just melted the copper. That takes a lot of heat. Alright, what's confounding me at the moment is that there are no apparent arc, burn marks, nothing on this side of the board, which, yeah, there should have been something. There's enough burn off parts there. Have a look at the chassis itself. I'm kind of wondering whether we're going to find any parts that have been ejected in amongst all this litter here, so to speak. But again, there's no apparent real burn marks. It is very oh, I see there's one there actually, and that will probably be the one where the initial short might have happened. But even that's strange because that's on the inside of the this machine is telling me a very confused story. It's trying to tell me a story and I can't read it. Because I cannot see any indication on here to reflect, or I can't see a reflection of the damage that we are seeing here. Like that capacitor that we saw that had burned itself, or melted itself, like over here, where's that? It most definitely should have left a mark there, and it's not. So what's the story here? This board is not even remotely close to being repairable, and yet I'm confused. Leave in the comments what you think might have happened. I'm going to check in the various bits of dust and stuff here to see if we can find any of the components that blew themselves off the board. Okay, we can see someone's had the classic put my screwdriver too close to the magnets of the speaker and it drew it in. That happens all too easy. With the crazy amount of damage on that board, there is just no way this is as clean as it is relative. Yep, got the other speaker too. Yeah, there's dust here, but where are the corpses? There's no corpses. Did this ever work? I mean, look at that. Is this someone sending me a joke for fun? In which case, you know, that's all fine. It's certainly an interesting looking thing. If you had to ask, I would say this was not the chassis that all of that damage happened in. Just doesn't feel like it. It feels like this is a chassis that someone else swapped this board into. I can think of some unfortunate scenarios. Maybe, I don't know, maybe whoever it was that was looking at it and repairing it shorted out something, or maybe put too much voltage, like they were trying to track down a short. But the way so many things have died, it's weird. It's very weird. Just this area alone, the way that the parts have melted, I just haven't seen anything like that on a MacBook. Look at this part's half missing, just gone, vaporized. It's so hot they got. And that capacitor is going to be the signature capacitor for this job. I mean, I can see that it's cracked, but did it crack before? I don't think I've ever seen a capacitor melt like that. It's like so many things have seen so much damage. Amazingly, the 9239 seems intact there. To think that I thought that trace alone was an impressive feat, my goodness. Seeing the rest of it, wow. I gotta find out. Oh yeah, see, this has happened Okay, this here tells me that whatever caused all this happened before the tech got to it. Or maybe, I don't know, or at least during when the tech had it, because you can see these scratch marks here. And that means they've been trying to scrape away to try and assess the damage. So then maybe that's why there's no real indication of damage in the chassis. But the trouble is, a lot of the burn marks that you will get, see, and that there is more of a physical knockoff. The loss of that pad there, or the remain I should rather say of that, that is sort of the end cap of a capacitor. And then the burn, it tells me it's been physically knocked off intentionally to then find out what's going on. That didn't just fall off. And this damage here is up there. It's like something just arced and melted the daylights out. There, every single one of them. Okay, not every single. Yeah, they're so much excessive power has gone into this board. And there. It's a mystery, and it's a very interesting mystery. I'll be honest, I'm not actually game to connect my lifeboat recovery system up to this. This one, this one I'm declaring a no fix for now, but a very interesting no fix. Alright, that is a very strange failure. I mean, that's a catastrophic failure. And there's pieces of the history that are missing here, and I'm really curious as to know what happened. And what makes it more interesting is so much of that damage looks like it ran for a few seconds. You know, it wasn't just a single hit. This looks like it ran for a bit. Like someone put, I don't know, it's almost like someone put 60 volts, 50 volts through just to see it burn. I don't know. What are your ideas? Let me know in the comments what you think. I don't think I'll be fixing this one, but it's definitely going to be a talking piece. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the comments. Something just dawned on me while I was making my lunch and heating it up. The type of failures that we're seeing here with all the unrelated nucleation points and things like that, I think this thing has been microwaved. I have a feeling that it's pretty much the only thing that I can think of that average technician should have access to that could cause that kind of melting of parts and strangely localized damage and things like that. And then the trace failure that we had at the start. It feels like someone microwaved this board. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later.